Hello and welcome to another episode of Love for AP50s. I've just had my stuff back from the powder coaters. There's plenty of discussion as to whether you should powder coat the frame or paint it in 2K. The reason I powder coat as an ex-painter is because they powder coat immediately after sandblasting, which means that the frame doesn't get time to rust, which it does within minutes after being blasted. The powder coat is also a lot more durable than the 2K paint, so if you're actually physically going to use it, I think it's a better idea. As you can see, it's quite like the original almost gloss finish on a frame, because originally they were just black painted over the bare steel frame. Now, powder coating parts, if you're going to powder coat or paint, you need to do the frame, the swing arm, the stand. This is a pattern stand, as can be seen by the extra rubber hole there. The extra hole rubber isn't a bad idea because it actually makes it a lot more quiet when you're taking the bike off the stand. The brake pedal stop, the seat bases or base. I haven't done the bottom yoke because I have a sandblaster and I can paint that anyway, and it wasn't ready to go to the powder coaters when it was done. Now, when you get the frame ready for either paint or powder coat, you need to make sure that the hole for the stand is okay. This one's had to be welded up and then reamed out. You find a decent powder coater will cover everything that you don't want powder coat in. So in these cases, it's in all the threads. They've put these little heat-proof masking in the thread. There, all of these under there. They've also masked off where the head bearings go and where the brake pedal goes. Now, when they powder coated, they powder coat with a number of stages. They use an etching primer to inhibit rust, and then they put the paint, the colour over the top. Now, what they've done in this case is where the frame number is, you can't really see it on the picture. They've masked off for the etch, so there isn't such a build-up, taken that off, and then powder coated over the frame number, which means it's still visible if you wear your glasses, which you'll probably need to when you get to our sort of age anyway. Some places, and I have had it done in the past, will mask that off totally, but that does leave you the difficulty of removing the tape, which has to be cut out. And then what you do is you have to spray a little bit of black over the number, so it's not bare steel. I've tried brushing it in previously, but all that does is fills the numbers in. Now, when you do the swing arm, you need to make sure, as I mistakenly didn't, that all the dents are done in the frame. This is no biggie because powder coat, contrary to popular belief, can be rubbed down and painted. What you do in this case is you red scotch it with some panel wipe as a lubricant, because you want to keep water away from any bare metal surfaces, because it will be bare inside here where they've masked it off, inside these. Then you key it up gently where the dents are, with something like 240. Fill them, rub them down, tiny bit of primer on just to cover it, and then 2K over the top. You can't tell the difference. The stand, they've masked off the hole where the bush goes. Now when that bush goes in, because that's bare metal and it's been blasted, you need to grease the hole in the inside of the hole. This brake pedal stop is one I've made and I do sell. If people haven't got any, it hasn't got the reinforcing on the corner because that was a little bit too complicated to make. But I've used those on a number of occasions. The seat bases. Genuine, pattern. Now I sell these as well. But what they don't do is they don't have the strap bolts and they don't have the holes for the trim, which I've put in before powder coating. Now, they also have a different method of fixing the seat cover. On the original, which this is, you've got these clips going around the side, which clip onto the seat cover, which has a metal wire running round it so that it doesn't come undone or pulled away. If you use these clips with any of the pattern seat covers, they won't hold. You'll have to glue it round the edge and then use the clips for that. On the pattern seat covers, seat bases, they have spikes. The spikes mean you can use almost any, well, literally any of the pattern seat covers, because you stretch it on, put it on, and that then holds it all in place. You will find though that they still tend to bridge because they haven't got any support between each of the spikes. They'll have to be just gently glued down, not to hold the seat cover on, but to make it cosmetically better underneath. The seat base also has the two rubbers that go there, as you can see on the Genuine. The pattern base doesn't come with those rubbers, and I'm at present trying to find out which ones I can use. Here you can see where the powder coaters have covered up the thread on the bolts. And here you can see that the rear mounting bolts, brackets, are exceptional. The seat base is extremely good. It's a very good option to use, and in fact may even be better than a Genuine seat base, unless you've got the time to put that wire in the seat cover. As far as I'm aware, there is only one company that make a seat cover that can even accept a wire, and that's Old School Covers. They've got a return where you have to try to get the stitch seam, as on the original seat cover, along this line. It doesn't matter if it doesn't match up exactly, because it didn't match up exactly on the Genuine seats. But that gives you an idea of how tight you need to put the seat cover on. I found through experience there's a knack to rolling the seat cover on to make it tight enough. Now I do have two Genuine seat bases that will be going up for sale when people want them. They've both been repaired and both been powder coated. Well, that today was quite a short one because we haven't started to do any work yet. I'll start showing the assembly at a later date, after I've repainted the swing arm, and then I'll show you all the little tricks at the nooks, the little bits, the places the wiring loom goes, where everything bolts on, and stuff like that, and what you have to do first. Well, thank you for watching, and hope to see you soon.